Thank you so much for having me here, Lolita, in your gallery.
Thank you for coming. I know you live far away, so I'm really happy to see you here and to have you today.
Fantastic. So you've been running the Mystik River Gallery for almost 3 years. Tell me, how did this come about?
Yes, so what inspired Mystik River was a gallery based in India, which was called Gallery Mystica. And this is also where our partner, Mr. Rajesh, works. So we wanted to continue on with that name and that philosophy. So this is why we have the word mystic in the name of our gallery. So mystic really symbolizes the mystery of life and how things happen to us, and when they happen we may not always realize the reasons, we may be confused, but later on as time goes by we understand and we are able to connect the dots together. And river symbolizes the flow of energy, really, the flow of life, and that force that draws us where, how we end up being exactly where we need to be. So together Mystik River is like equivalent of Tao in China, the flow of life, really, yes, the force of the universe that guides us along on our paths.
Amazing. So what products do you avail and where do you source them from?
Yes, so as you may see, we have a diverse range of items in our gallery. Our core products, of course, is the statues. And every statue we have, it's made in India, it's handmade work by artists from India, and each has inherited those skills from their parents. So it's been passed on from generation to generation, from father to son, and it's like an art that's almost disappearing, so the artists that we have, they're like, in a way, equivalent of living treasures, because they are preserving that ancient tradition of Indian sculpting. And this is really beautiful. We also have paintings because we wanted to also have local artists in our gallery. So represent Indian art, but also contemporary artists from Australia. So we have Michael Mott's paintings, which are beautiful. He has his own unique style, inspired by mixed media as well as a little bit of Aboriginal elements to it. As well, we also have jewelry. Jewelry is made by artist Christina Daras. She is also a local artist in Melbourne, and she makes her own jewelry, and she uses silver, crystals, different things. She also uses Maasai beads, so it's like a mix of culture in her work. It's very vibrant, ethnically inspired, I would say. And the reason behind this is we wanted to be inclusive in our gallery, because some items, the sculptures, especially if it's made from precious stones, they may not be easily available to all people, but we wanted to put little seeds of everyone. So if someone relates to our gallery, they connect with our philosophy, they can purchase something, whether it's a small piece of Buddha head or a piece of jewelry. We have something for almost everyone.
So for someone that does not understand a lot about painting, or I guess in general art, how do you kind of teach them and bring them on board and make them obviously buy your products?
That's a really good question. It's the only gallery that really does that, and we're different from antique stores because we are selling contemporary artists, so they're living artists who are continuing that tradition, and we are connecting the works of living artists with the people in Australia, specifically Melbourne. It's, for me, what my friend told me in the beginning when I was just learning about sales and the business, she was like, it's really important, no matter what, you tell the person the story. And as I started, I realized that she was so right. That was probably one of the best advices I ever had. When we started the business, the importance of story, because it immediately creates a connection between the person, the client, and any piece of art that they like. So a person may walk in here, intuitively they will feel inclined towards one piece or another, But it's really when you explain them the story, that's where like, oh yes, that's when they understand who is the person behind it, what inspired this artist to create a Buddha, or a beautiful goddess sculpture, or a voluptuous lady. So it's really important to share the background of the artist, the background of the sculpture, inspiration, and this is what really prompts people, connects with the piece.
Great. And that is, I guess, almost similar question to what you've explained. So where do you, or your artists draw their inspiration from? It might sound a little bit repetitive, but I just wanted to know, you have a deeper understanding of art, unlike many people. Yeah.
Yeah. So the inspiration, what we're selling here is really Indian art, Buddhist art, and those things, and this is very much deeply in their spiritual beliefs, in their spiritual values, because India gave birth to 3 religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. So their art, the artworks that you see here, is a reflection of their spiritual beliefs, values, and centuries of tradition. Artists over ages spent so much time perfecting the shape of a Buddha. It came from being, there was no shape, there was no form. People were not allowed to, in the beginning, the artists were not allowed to represent Buddha as a human form, because it was against the philosophy of Buddhism. Buddha was not a god, he was not to be worshipped. So artists had to start by making a reference in art to the Buddha. They would put, for example, a chair or a wheel, a Dharma wheel with reference to Buddha. But later on, eventually the artist would start giving shape, a human shape to Buddha. And this is where it really started. And they came up with the question, how do they portray enlightenment? Because Buddha is an enlightened person, he's perfect, he reached spiritual enlightenment. So they were asking, how do we portray that in the sculpture? And over centuries, we came to the carvings of the Buddha that we see today. It's very symmetrical, balanced. The face will communicate his meditation state of mind, his peace, tranquility, and this is what we really capture in the sculptures here. So yeah.
And to my last questions, because for a lot of people, they would want to learn and explore a little bit more, understand different types of products that you have here, and its backgrounds, the artists, how they have come about. How do you reach your clients or the market?
We use social media a lot because we want to expand our audience, not just to be locally, but also to different parts of Melbourne. We are based in Brighton East, but we also want to reach customers that are in other parts of Melbourne. So we do use social media a lot, tools like Instagram, Facebook. We are trying to now also produce videos for YouTube as well. Another great tool is what we will want to start is making events at the gallery. So we will have inviting people to experience the gallery, and we have an event coming up on 28th of January, so it will be this coming Thursday, and we'll have an amazing artist, Kathleen Gay, who will teach how to paint a real Buddha face in the Tibetan tradition. So she spent, before coming back to Australia, she spent almost 10 years living in China, and she traveled to Tibet at some point, and she was able to learn that art, how do they paint Buddhas. So she was so kind to offer this opportunity and do a workshop for us at the gallery, and I think it just resonates with what we do, and I think it will be a great opportunity for people to experience the gallery in a very different way.
That's very exciting. So I guess social media plays a lot of role in terms of advertising your business, and of course the live event as well would be a huge one for you. Is this the first time you're having an artist come here and perform that?
Yes, it will be the first event and workshop that we do with an artist. Yes, we have our artists who we represent the work, Michael Mott and Christina Daris. They do come to the gallery, of course, to visit us. We try to make events like we celebrated 2 years anniversary for Mystik River in July, and we were able to also host Christina Daris here But as far as workshops are concerned, it will be our first one, and I'm very much excited. I'm actually one of the people who really wants to learn how to really draw a Buddha face. So it's a great opportunity. Yes.
Sounds very exciting. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best and keep growing. This is really fabulous, and we'll talk to you another time.
Yes, Cynthia, I hope to see you soon again. We should schedule another interview soon again.
Absolutely, for sure, it's happening.